to one more lesson. Today we are going to start Unit 7C. Let's go! Okay, as we all know, Yvette and Alan, they are going to get married, and they are discussing and checking what they are going to do in their wedding. And in this lesson, they are going to choose the best man and the bridemaid. And this is the topic of today's lesson. Let's go! So, the goal for this lesson is to justify the reason for choices. So, Yvette and Alan, they have almost finished everything for the big day, their wedding. And as I told you, they are going to choose the best man and the bridesmaid or bridesmaid. We don't know. So let's start. Let's check it. In our warm-up, we have some information about Yvette and Alan. So let's check. Alan has chosen his brother to be the best man for the wedding, but he also wanted to have his best friend to be his best man. Now he has to justify his reason for his choice. Yvette has chosen her bridesmaids. She wanted to have four. She has chosen her sister and three of her best friends to be the other bridesmaids. She had lots of friends to choose from, so now she has just to justify the reason for her choices. So, as you could see, Yvette and Alan, they have already decided who they're going to choose to be the best man and the bridesmaids. And now they are about to justify their reasons. You are the reason, oh, I need you to hold me tonight. And before we keep on going, I have 4 questions for you. Let me read it, pay attention. Have you been in a situation like this? And the second one, did you have to choose a best man or bridesmaids for your wedding? How do you compare things when you make a choice? And the last one, why do we give reasons? Why do we need to justify why we have chosen the best man and the bridesmaids? Moving on, let's check our vocabulary for today's lesson. So in your book, page 219, I'm going to read it here for you, and you can check it at home and repeat with me. Let's go. Justify, justified, justification, choice, choose, chose between, chosen, I have, reason, compare with, speech, make a. So, people, só pausa. Essa atividade da página 219, logo após o vocabulário, a gente vai usar the target situation, tá? Então eu vou pular essa parte e a gente encaixa ela lá na frente. The activity for the words and ideas is you're going to Google these words and you're going to check what appear in dictionaries, can be physical or online dictionaries. Now we are about to move to the target situation. And here we have Yvette and Alan, and they are talking about the reasons that help them decide who was going to be their best man and bridesmaids. So now you're going to pay close attention, because after that you're going to have some questions to answer. Okay? So you can check in your book on page 220. Finished? Oh, okay. The questions you are about to answer, we are going to discuss them in our live class on Saturday morning, okay? But I'm going to read them for you. Pay attention. Yvette's script. Discuss with a classmate. We are going to discuss in group on Saturday. How many bridesmaids did she choose? Who was her first choice? Why did she choose her first? What things did she compare when choosing the other bridesmaids? What was the reason she chose them? These are Yvette's questions. Now let's go to Alan's. Was it a difficult choice? Who did he choose? Who did he choose him? Why did he choose him? I'm sorry. Who else did he consider asking? And what were the reasons for asking them? So, in this activity, I want you to circle the comparatives and the superlatives that you can find in the text. Remember that activity that we skipped right in the beginning? You're going to use it right now. So, in this lesson, we're going to review something that you have already studied, the comparatives and the superlatives. So, let's give a look. Adjectives may be used to compare, using comparative adjectives, often ending in ER, and superlative adjectives, often ending in EST, superlatives. When comparing more than two things, you can use words and phrases like the smallest, biggest, tallest, most interesting, and least interesting. Notice that EST ending and the words most and least. Make sure you use the proper ending or superlative adjective when forming the superlatives. Example: Martha is the eldest of 4 sisters. Let's check a few more examples. This is a big car. Comparative: this is the biggest car we have. Superlative: that is the worst possible thing you can do. It's a negative superlative. Our cars are simply the best. So, now let's go to the comparatives. One way to describe nouns, people, objects, animals, etc. is by comparing them to something else. When comparing two things, you're likely to use adjectives like smaller, bigger, taller, more interesting, and less expensive. Notice the ER ending and the words are more or less. So, let's give a look here. Incorrect. His cat is more large than my dog. So, to practice a little bit about the comparatives and superlatives, we have 4 sentences on page 219, and you're going to tell me which ones are correct and which ones are incorrect. Correct the incorrect ones. On page 221, you also have some regular and irregular verbs too. So you can give a look, and if you have doubts, you can check it here. And also on page 221, you're going to create sentences using both superlatives and comparatives, regular and irregular forms, okay, to practice. And we're going to check this activity in our class on Saturday. In this part, I'm also going to send you an activity about comparatives and superlatives so that you can practice a little bit more. And the keys, the answers of these questions, they are going to be by the end of the activity. So you can do it completely, and you can check by the end of it. And if you have any doubts about any question, you can ask me in our class on Saturday. So another activity for you to do before we go to the last part of our class is this one that's going to appear right here. In this activity, you're going to see what are the correct ones, and you're going to check what's wrong with the incorrect ones, and then you're going to check. I'm going to send you this activity via WhatsApp. And as we are coming to the end of our class, we have some activity to do using the comparatives and the superlatives. So on page 222, you have some adjectives here in this box. Can you see it? Funny, thin, fat, young, gentle, happy, calm, tall, lively, old. So you're going to use all of these adjectives to describe someone from your house, from your family. But you have to pay attention to some things in this activity. Take a look. Use this word to describe people in your family. Write a sentence using the superlative from each adjective. 2. Now, write a list of all the family members who appeared in your sentences. Third step. In pairs, exchange your list of family members. In this case, you're not going to do it in pairs, okay? You're going to do it individually, and we share in our class, in the group. Fourth, you have 10 minutes for each person to ask about their partner's family and try to match each person to their superlative adjective. So, you're going to do this in the class. You're going to create the sentences, and our colleagues are trying to identify. Let me give you an example. You might ask, is Monica the oldest person in your family? The other person should answer with a yes or an explanation. No, Monica is only 4 years old. So, we're going to do this activity via WhatsApp during our meeting on Saturday so that you can discuss it together. And to conclude, you're going to justify the reasons that you like them like this and who did you compare them with. So people, this is all for today. Thank you very much for watching one more class. Don't forget to do the homework. I'm going to send you the link of the vocabulary chart via WhatsApp. And that's it. I see you on Saturday and in the next class. Bye.